Mic test. Yeah, there we go. If my colleagues could join me, I'd like to thank the Vice Speaker, the Majority Leader, Senator Respicio, Vice Speaker Cruz, and also Senator Underwood, Oversight Chair of Education. Thank you for joining me here this morning. Mañana Yuʹos, many of God's blessings to all of you here this morning. A hafa day, ladies and gentlemen. It truly is an honor and a delightful pleasure to be here this morning to present a couple of resolutions to two wonderful women who've done beautiful things for our island and our community. We will go ahead and do the first resolution presentation, and they're both LS resolutions, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to note to the listening audience at home, but more importantly to the folks that are in the family and friends that are here today, that the LS resolution was voted on session floor with all our colleagues voting on it, and it truly is an honor to share with you that these resolutions will be archived for generations to come. So when your children and grandchildren and your relatives ask about a certain individual and they look it up in the legislative journals, then your names and your resolutions will be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, when I had asked information about this first resolution, I was being a little bit biased because I'm a Soroptimist member. And though I've been a little bit delinquent, or a lot delinquent, I know that the Soroptimist International of Guam and International of the Marianas continues to do a lot of volunteer work for our community, giving back to our community in so many ways that we could never repay. And when we find people who get recognized internationally or even locally for all the work that we do, we here, the legislature, want to make sure that their deeds, their exceptional deeds, do not go unnoticed. So, and I know my very good friend is here with us this morning because it's going to be recognizing her. Ladies and gentlemen, Resolution number 400-33 LS is relative to recognizing and congratulating Dr. Ellen Bez for receiving the 2016 Soroptimist Ruby Award, and to further extending an Dångkolo to her for her service, her dedication, and contributions in making a difference in the lives of women and children and girls on Guam by providing breast and cervical cancer screenings through the Department of Public Health and Social Services, as well as providing medical examinations to victims of sexual assault at the Healing Hearts Crisis Center. Dr. Bez, ladies and gentlemen, is part of a movement that is making significant strides toward implementing education, awareness, and prevention programs that today are dramatically strengthening women's health care and improving the overall quality of life. Dr. Bez's guidance and influence extends far beyond the countless hours dedicated to her own practice in her supportive and nurturing role for victims of sexual assault through the Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Healing Hearts Crisis Center. I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, that as a partner in Guam's medical mission of empowering women with the Marianas Physicians Group, Dr. Bez has gone above and beyond her call as a medical professional, leading the island's charge along with others toward a greater awareness for the prevention and early detection of diseases that threaten the health of women in Guam throughout the world. Dr. Ellen Bez exemplifies her humanitarian spirit by selflessly giving of her profession and personnel efforts, dedicating her career to healing the sick, thereby improving and protecting the lives of women and young girls. She continues to work tirelessly to improve the life of women and girls, and has made a significant impact and inspires and encourages other women. The Soroptimist Ruby Award is an award given to women who help improve the lives of women and girls. The award is designed to honor women who are making extraordinary differences in the lives of other women. The program gives the entire organization the opportunity to say thank you and encourage others to give their gifts, time, and efforts to explore ways to assist other women and girls. And I'm going to say, if I can have Senator Underwood just read the last two resolve clauses for me.
The resolve that the Speaker certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to that adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Dr. Ellen Bez, Marianas Physicians Group, to the Soroptimist International of Guam, and to the Honorable Edward J.B. Calvo Imagalahin Guahan, duly and regularly adopted by Eminent 33 na Legislatura in Guahan on the 15th day of June 2016. Signed by Speaker Judith T. Wonpat, EDD, and the Legislative Secretary Tina Rose Muña Barnes.
And if I may, the good Vice Speaker has been very close to Dr. Ellen Blast, and I would be honored, Vice Speaker, if you can do the official presentation on behalf of the people of Guam to Dr. Ellen Blast. Please join us. You have to say something, Vice Speaker.
Well, after you read that, she used to be the best internist on island, and she was my doctor until she decided to devote herself to women. So I was like, but I'm very honored to present this, Ellen. It's very deserving. I know all the work that you've done at Healing Hearts and all the work that you're doing in trying to address the health of women. Just remember to take care of this little man at some point. Thank you.
Yes, everybody. Would you like to say a few? So that the people of Guam can hear.
I just want to thank everyone for this wonderful acknowledgement of the work that many of us do, not only at Healing Hearts, but the breast and cervical cancer screening program of Public Health really does provide wonderful services for underserved women to get really important screening. And obviously the issue of sexual assault is so important in this community, in the States and everywhere. So I love what I do, and but I don't do it alone. I do it with a lot of wonderful people who help me. So I take this recognition, but I really want to recognize the wonderful staff and people at Healing Hearts, all the people at Guam Police Department, all the advocates who help us tirelessly, the people at Public Health who set up all these things. So again, I appreciate this very much, but I really do accept it on behalf of all the people who helped me be here today. So thank you very much for the recognition, to the legislature, to everyone for this. It's wonderful, and it really does help keep me going when I'm on call every weekend. So I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, can we take one photo, please? Can you come up? We can take one photo. The next one. Before we do our second resolution presentation, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the mayor and vice mayor of Mingilao, si Yuʹos Maʹåseṁ, for coming. Mayor Nito Blas and Vice Mayor Alan Angata, Dångkolo na si Yuʹos Maʹåseṁ, also here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, is President of the University of Guam, President Robert Underwood and Dångkolo na si Yuʹos Maʹåseṁ. If I can have my colleagues also join me, ladies and gentlemen, for this next resolution presentation. Again, it was also another LS resolution, and it's resolution number 401-33. And if I can have my colleagues join me, relative to recognizing Senora Doris Catherine Carriaga Charfus for her dedication in promoting the Chamorro language and culture through her active membership in the Chamorro Nation, and to further commending Sonora Charfers for playing an instrumental role in the renaming of the Laddie Stone Park to the Senator Angel Leon Guerrero Santos Laddie Stone Memorial Park. At this time, I'd like to ask the majority leader, Senator Respicio, who helped sponsor this resolution with me, if he can read the excerpts here, and if I can have Mrs. Charfers join us, please, Fabot. We'll go ahead and bring her a chair. And if we can have a couple of her family members.
And also it'd be nice if we get Mayor Blas.
Both Mayor
Yeah.
Blas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, both, yeah.
Both Mayor Blas. Please join us in.
And Vice Mayor, yeah. And also it'd be nice if we have the always honorable President Underwood. Please join us if you're, I'm sure you're here for this presentation also. Okay, so as Senator Barnes asked me to read the resolution, it reads, Mrs. Charfers became a member of the Chamorro Nation in 1991, and she worked closely with Chamorro rights activist, former Senator Angel L.G. Santos, where she joined the movement that held mass protests at Adlub for the implementation of the Chamorro Land Trust Act, which provides land for the landless Chamorros to lease property and build homes for their family. You want me to? Yeah. Ms. Charfers stood alongside her mentor, former Senator Angel L.G. Santos, as the Chamorro Nation also protested for the return of ancestral lands that were confiscated by the United States government. Furthermore, the group also advocated for the United States to compensate Armanamco, who were victims of the war during World War II. Mrs. Charfers fondly remembers former Senator Angel L.G. Santos for his ideals and principles, and she continues to reflect on his teachings, which she has passed on to her children and younger family members, that of carrying the torch of the Chamorro people for generations by protecting our culture, our language, and our heritage, to never give up on something worth fighting for, and recognizing that although Guam must change with the times, the lifeblood of Guam is in her people, the Chamorros, who must never forget their heritage and who have a responsibility to pass down the traditions to their children for the benefit of future generations. Mrs. Charfers, along with Angel L.G. Santos and the Chamorro Nation, walked the streets of Guam to feed the homeless and to visit with the sickly and elderly in their homes, providing help and friendship. And Mrs. Charfers was instrumental in the renaming of the Laddie Stone Park to the Senator Angel Leon Guerrero Santos Laddie Stone Memorial Park, a law that was sponsored by our good senator here, Tina Rose Muñoz Barnes. And having thought up the idea because she strongly believed that Senator Angel L.G. Santos should be recognized as a leader who stood up for the Chamorro people. Spurred by her love and memory of the late Honorable Angel Santos, a former senator, Mrs. Charfers approached Senator Tina Muñoz Barnes, who in turn introduced the bill, and a public hearing was held. Mrs. Charfers and others provided testimony at that hearing, and the bill became Public Law 27-44 on November 14, 2003, and since then, thousands of visitors have enjoyed the Senator Angel Leon Guerrero Santos Laddie Stone Memorial Park, which memorializes his leadership and devotion to the people of Guam. So Mrs. Charfers is married to Johnny Cruz Charfers. They have 6 children: Annabelle, Dahlia, Evangeline, Zaranil, Johnny, and Kekilani. Now therefore be resolved that Imina 33 na Legislatura Guahan does hereby, on behalf of the people of Guam, recognize Senora Doris Catherine Carriaga Charfers for her dedication in promoting the Chamorro language and culture through her active membership in the Chamorro Nation, and thus further commend Senora Charfers for playing an instrumental role in the renaming of Laddie Stone Park to the Senator Angel Leon Guerrero Santos Laddie Stone Memorial Park, and be it further resolved that the Speaker certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Senora Doris Catherine Carriaga Charfers and her children, and to the Honorable Edward J.B. Calvo, Governor of Guam, Himagalayan Guahan. This was duly and regularly adopted by Imina 33 na Legislatura Guahan on the 16th day of June 2016, signed by our Honorable Speaker Judith T. Wampad, EDD, and our Honorable Legislative Secretary, Senator Tina Rose Muñoz-Barnes.
I'd like to thank the family and her daughter for sharing with me a lot of the information that was provided in our collaboration to continue to work together to promote who we are as island people, and more importantly, the work she did closely with the late Senator Santos, Leon Guerrero Santos. Vice Speaker, por favor.
Oh, no, just on behalf of
Yes.
I'd like to thank you all for your presence and support. I also like to say this in our language. Dångkolo na si Diyos masi para todo hamdu. Di manggay gigini na inet nun. Zahu muna mas si Senador Tina Muñoz-Barnes para todo itetsonan anyat salaw espinasotso I una entrega vi. Giza mas humongi ho. Giza tumatidyo. Za wa agradeci todo ginini coração. Tina, I forever respect you, and I really thank you for walking this journey with me. One thing Angel taught us, I will also say that this is not my day, this is his day. In memory of him, I consider this a memorial gathering. Angel taught us so many things. He taught us to be free as one people. He taught us to live and defend our birthright, for we are born to live our righteous ways. I also like to say, in his office while he was working, I had a quote on the wall, quoted by me, like an eagle in the night, his eyes can see in the dark what our people can only feel in their hearts in troubled times. Remember Hasso na si Anghet alii na his people, our tradition, our native people are one. Our tradition and culture is here to stay and is still alive and well. Thank you, Dångkolo na si Diyos masi.
Si Diyos ang binigdisi, si Diyos masi, Mrs. Charfris. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take some photos. Would any one of you like to share for a few words? Again, on behalf of the 33rd Guam Legislature, we congratulate Mrs. Charfris for all the work that she's done and continue to work closely with the former and late Angel Leon Guerrero Santos in the preservation and perpetuation of who we are as island people. I do know that some refreshments were provided by the family, and we like to say on Dångkolo Maʹåseṁ. So at this time, we'll go ahead and take some photos, and I invite the mayor and the vice mayor again to please join us up here, and everybody in the public hearing room to please join us up here for an official photo. Sainamasi.